Do you believe that FUT is dead? There's many parts of FUT that are very dead, yes. I don't believe all of FUT is dead, personally. Because I'm still enjoying it. I use a team of players I love that are important to me in real life and in game. I mean, you could look at my whole team. If you loaded up against this team and you were blindfolded in terms of who the opponent was, I feel like 95% of my viewers would be like, damn, this is either I'm playing Nick20AT right now, or I'm playing a fan of Nick20AT maybe, if Nick20AT even has fans anymore. He's a bit washed up, so Nick20AT probably doesn't have fans. But having said that, this is definitely a Nick20AT squad. And that's what I want to come across, is that I want you guys to look at this team and be like, Nick's using legitimately players that he, whether it's Canadians, Dutch players, Leeds players, past and present Leeds players, if we're talking about Ben White, right, or Shackleton. And then obviously Big Al is the big surprise, because you never would attribute me with Al Owairan, but we're in love with this card because he's just so good. We'll probably put Jonathan David in this team. So yeah, that's kind of, to make a long answer short, that's why the game isn't dead for me. Because thanks to EA's new chemistry system, I can use players like Memphis, and instead of losing 10 stats on all of his stats because he's not on full chem, I can use him. And he gets all of his stats. Same thing with Buchanan. Instead of using him and he gets no links and I lose, like last year, if I used this card, instead of 85 finishing, he'd have 75 finishing. Instead of 91 agility, he'd have 81 agility. Instead of 72 passing, he'd have 60 passing. Because remember how those cards would get like -10 or -15 stats when they didn't have links and stuff? So I love the change to this game where I can now use whatever players I want, and at the very least, they get their stats. I mean, for God's sakes, if I wanted to use Brendan Aronson at striker, I could, and I just get his card. I don't get -15 stats on all of his stats. You remember last year when you used guys all out of position? This Brendan Aronson would have -15 stats everywhere, and it just ruined the game. So that's why this game isn't so dead for me, because when I choose to play gameplay, I can just use all these players I love. I'm not like, you know, it's why I find it so funny that people complain about the game, they say gameplay sucks, and then you load up against their team and it's just Mbappe, Neymar, Virgil van Dijk, like every meta broken player ever, and then they complain about how dead the game is while then playing one depth drop back counterattack meta football. Like, you're the problem. You say the game sucks and every part of the game sucks, but yet you still play with the same 11 players you've had for the last 3 months, and you still play the same dead counterattacking ultra sweat like goals. Like, bro, have some fun. Build a team you enjoy. Build a past and present Real Madrid squad. Try and play, build a past and present 2010 Barcelona squad. Play false nine, play tiki-taka. Who cares if you lose 1,000 games? Who cares if you go from getting 16 wins to 11 wins? The rewards are no different. Who gives a fuck? That's my biggest advice for people that are still playing this game, or people that are playing this game but saying this game is dead. Have fun. Search for the enjoyment then of the game. Now, if you're someone that likes competing and going 20-0 and playing elite champs, well, yeah. Do you, right? I'm not talking to those of you guys that love competing and finish like really high each week and play elite rivals. You do you, man. The guys you're playing against at that ELO and champs and in elite rivals, they're psychos, so you have to bring your A game. I get that. If you're one of the like 5% of people that just love sweating your nuts off and getting 20-0 in champs and getting elite rivals victories and stuff like that, I'm not talking to you anyways. I'm talking to all the guys in the chat that bitch and moan about how dead this game is, yet they also just use ultra meta squads and meta tactics and they still lose because they suck. Those are the guys I'm talking about. The ones that claim this game sucks but still play every broken bit of content ever.